everybody. Dr. John Weeks here. I hope you're enjoying Recovery Day Ottawa, the pandemic edition. And I really hope you're staying healthy, safe, and as happy as you can be during these very trying times. It's an incredible honor for me to be part of Recovery Day Ottawa yet again. As some of you may know or remember, I'm a long-time supporter of those in recovery. And as a scientist, I've really devoted my career to helping those who are struggling with mental health and addictions issues. Today, I'm dialing into you from my office in downtown Guelph, where I'm the executive director of the Homewood Research Institute, and I'm equally excited to be joining this an amazing team of scientists and trainees. And I want to tell you a little bit about what we do and some of the recent research that we've been generating from the group. We have some of the most influential and talented scientists in Canada who are absolutely devoted to helping those who are struggling with substance use disorders. And so we're a nonprofit organization, we're charity, we're not in to make money, we're into the business of helping people, and that's our commitment, as you can see from our little logo there on the sign behind me. I want to touch on some of the research that has come out recently from our group, just to show as an example of the important research that this team takes on. A recent study that was done last year, where participants in intervention programs, inpatient programs, were followed out into the community following the close of treatment. And one of the things that the team found was for those people who got involved in additional support services and involvement like continuum of care or aftercare after treatment, they were much less likely to relapse and fall back into their previous patterns of use. The reduction in that was very significant. And they also found that if you get involved with your sponsor, if you get involved with social activities and go to meetings, you're much less likely to sort of revert back to old patterns. And this is important for people who are struggling with substance use disorder to know about, but it's also important for the treatment people to be thinking about when they're designing a program and the aftercare component, when people are back out into the community in high-risk situations where they're being tempted by everything around them to start using again and so on, that this continued involvement is extremely important to their long-term success. And it's really important for people to understand that as they're going out of a program, they're going to have additional challenges. In fact, there is additional research that I'm aware of, this was done a few years ago, that really demonstrated that for people who come out thinking they're really kind of cured, and this is not going to be a problem, they're not going to have any more thoughts and feelings about using drugs and alcohol, that can actually set them up and really challenge them when they are tempted and their minds do go back to thinking about using and so on, because they've come out with this notion that they're really kind of cured and it's behind them. It is not just a lived experience, it's a living experience of addiction. And that's really important for people to know about. So that's just one example of many, many studies that this team is taking on, because the focus of our research is in addictions. It's in mental health and trauma, which is oftentimes very, very related to addictions. We really put a strong focus on treatment outcome, where we do research that explores what types of interventions are appropriate for whom, because it's not a one-size-fits-all. As we all know, we're all different people in many, many different ways. We're diverse, we're rich, we're dynamic. And so not everybody needs the same form of intervention or indeed the same extent of support and aftercare. But that really depends on the person, and it's really important for a person to be aware of that and make decisions about what kind of care is best for them. And the final kind of area that we're into of late is digital interventions. Especially with COVID, I think the world has realized when treatment programs have shut down, when support services have shut down, the need is still there. That hasn't gone away. And that's one of the things we've really been focusing on as people turn to various types of apps for your phone, for your tablet, or in fact for your computer to really help you out. But the consumer really doesn't know what kinds of interventions are really the ones that have a scientific base, are evidence based, and will really be helpful to them. So we're really excited to be part of launching that kind of program of research initiatives at the Homewood Research Institute, because that's really actually kind of a new area for the team here. So super exciting. One of the things that I wanted to mention was my involvement over the years with the great folks at CAPSA, Gord Garner and his team, and my colleagues Kim Carrace at the Royal and Kim Hellemans at Carleton University is getting involved as a scientist around the issue of stigma. It's been well known, the concept of stigma is well known in psychology and social psychology. I remember learning about it when I was like second year in university, when I was like 20 years old. But now I really have an opportunity and have had an opportunity to get involved with that and to really use my sort of scientific research-based background to understand the impacts of stigma as a barrier. And when we characterize someone in a particular way, and there are many different ways in very derogatory and pejorative types of ways to refer to people, we're reducing that person from the rich, dynamic, amazing person that they are just into this one label. And that can be incredibly damaging. And research is really showing that people who feel stigmatized, feel embarrassed, feel awkward, are convinced that they're like this because this is what everybody's always ever told them, simply just don't come forward for help and support. So they literally suffer in silence. So it's really important for us to knock down those barriers, to get rid of stigma and make sure that you participate as best you can in aiding with that. I know so many of you who are tuning in today, and because I've talked with so many of you over the years, are committed to this. If you're committed, what more could you be doing? If you're new to this, let's talk about what you could be doing, because truly this is not going to change until society starts changing its attitudes about how you think about another person, how you characterize them, refer to them, but it's got to come from your heart. Stigma ended with me a long time ago, and I hope it's ending with you as well. And let's all work together to, as this saying goes, say this: stigma ends with me. I hope you have a wonderful time. Thanks so much to Gord Garner and the gang at CAPSA for putting this on yet again, and everybody who's in the Ottawa area and beyond who's doing an amazing job to support people in recovery. And it's my commitment as the executive director of the Homewood Research Institute. The scientific team here is equally committed to supporting and helping you with evidence-based research that really makes a difference for people's lives. Stay happy and healthy and safe. Bye-bye. Hope to see you again soon.